Right, how's it going? Today I'm just going to do a bit of a garage update, see what's going on in my garage. I'll start with the RMX. So, as you can see, well, as you have seen, it is running, and it runs really nice, even though it's not jetted properly. The engine is now done, it's complete. Now all I need to do is just all the bearings and the suspension, and just a few other things. A few other little things, including getting the card that comes to like, I think it was $1,523 all up, and that RM would be done to how I want it to be, and we can start racing and riding. Now the CRF, you haven't seen it in a while, and here's why. About 3 months ago I decided it would be cool to do an enduro, not just any enduro, a hard enduro. That was the 10150, and there were 3 classes, bronze, silver and gold. And originally I wanted to do gold because, you know, thought I was such a big gun rider, and the Moto life talked me out of it, so we decided to do the silver class. So we head off. So there's three people lined up at the start. We started in rows of 3 with like 15 seconds between us or whatever. So we start off, Moto Life's in the lead, I'm coming second, and then just a couple of minutes into the race, it was 150 k's long, like 75 k's per lap, 2 laps, and I'm off the track, I'm off the bike, I've fallen off, I've failed. So I hop back on, and I'm riding, and I fall off again and again and again and again. A total of over 20 times I fell off. And I haven't cleaned the bike since then. And the reason why is it has no header pipe on it at the moment. That is because, I'll show you the video that the Moto Life put up. I fell off into a drain quite badly and mangled the header pipe up. I'll just give you a look at that.
Fuck, are you alright? I got that on video!
So here it is, as you can see, I've mangled it up quite badly. That's pinched so much and dented so much that it was just not getting any flow, and it was running awfully by the end of the race. I only just made it. That race, I only finished 1 lap. I didn't finish the race. I didn't complete it. It was too hard. I was 16 at the time, weighing just under 60 kgs on a CRF 450, doing a hard enduro. For those of you who don't know, I never got out of second gear. First gear most of the time, fanning the clutch, dumping the bike over, it was awful. It was so hard, and I haven't washed the bike since then. So the plan is for the CRF, because the RMX is almost done, the CRF is going to get tidied up. I've got a new header pipe for it that I'm going to put on, put new graphics on it, and then that'll be sold. Selling this, and I'll be selling my Super Scooter as well. Hopefully to pay for a supermoto, for a road bike, get my motorbike license. I'm old enough now. Sadly that means no more mad wheelies and skids, burnouts, etc. But the RMX is almost done. That'll be my main bike, always has been my main bike. I just bought this, so kind of a bike between bikes, something I could ride while I was working on the RM. I went on a little road trip this morning. I was up at 4 o'clock and we went to Hamilton, rode to Hamilton, and picked up a project bike, a new project. And then we drove to Taupo and we picked up another one. So I spent like 9 hours in the car today. It's been pretty long day, but all worth it because I've been wanting this particular bike for about 2 years. I've been looking for one. So without further ado, here it is. Sorry about the bad lighting, but this is a 1989, we're looking for this specific year, YZ85. I've been looking for this specific year because this is meant to have an absolutely wild power band. It's a 6-speed, no power valve, so top end power all the time. It's just mad. I've been looking for one of these for so long, and I finally found one. I picked this up for $330 from Hamilton. It was a long drive, but I think it was worth it. The plastics are not cracked. None of them are cracked. None of them are really too badly scratched, so a little sanding. That'll get those out. All the bearings need doing. obviously. The expansion chamber is rusted very badly, so that'll need powder coating like the RMX one. And the engine, well, it looks like this. Yeah, it's got one spare bottom end, that's the spare bottom end. Everything's there. It's got a spare radiator, mufflers in here, and here's the rest of the engine. It needs a bottom end rebuild and a top end rebuild. So crank, bottom end bearings, crank bearings, and crank seals, and a top end rebuild as well. So if you have a look in here, this has been sitting for like a long time. Yeah, it's all rusted in there, all up in that bore. So that's going to need to be bored out to the next oversize most probably, and an oversized piston kit to get rid of that rust. But this is going to be a mad bike once it's running. And the second bike is over here, you might have seen it. This is a 1978 YZ80. This is air-cooled, old school technology, no power valve again. This is going to be just as mad. I'm actually going to work on this one first because I'll come over to the box of the engine that this one came in. There's all the engine parts. This one just needs crank seals. Where is it? The crank over here, everything's in labelled cups, which is nice. The piston's actually fine. It's hardly got any scratches. Rings are all free. So I'm just going to run that. I'm going to put as little money into this as possible. But the crank has like 1/4 of a millimeter of up and down play. Not even that, like an 1/8. You can only just feel it. So I'm not sure if I need to rebuild this or not. But the guy said it was running when he got it, but it had a little bit of a loss of compression because the crank seals were leaking, so that's why I pulled it down. But then he bought a RX-7, which if you don't know is a rotary, and those blow up frequently, so he sold this to me for $150 to fund the RX-7 project. So this one's got lots of parts. This one was like completely apart, like the frame and all. But I've decided to put it together to a roller today so it's easier to move around. Yeah, so the top end's fine. It just needs a good clean. It needs to be all put back together with new gaskets and then that'll run. So I'm going to work on this one first. I'm going to get this one done. The 89 will have to wait for a while because that needs quite a lot of work obviously. So I'm going to need to save for a bit before I even start on this one. But once this one's running, I'll only have one project to go. I'm actually so excited. 2 great bikes for a really good price. I just had to drive a while. But yeah, those are the 2 new projects. That's where I am on all my bikes. So yeah, see you next time.